I feel lonely. Oh no, the time can move so slowly. And in the distance I hear voices. Are they real or are they in my head? I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And now I feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. And now I feel alive. So many times they try to change me, and every time it drives me crazy. And all the good times we had saved me. Are they real or are they in my head? I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And now I feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. And now I feel alive.
Hope you're having a happy Armageddon summer at home. Some of us are brave enough to enter our sim rigs today to race alongside the VOR Indy NXT series on this sweltering week and weekend. We're here for our road course round at Road Atlanta. It's a track I've been looking forward to for quite a while, and it does produce a lot of fun on this track in these cars. You know what? Every mistake I make today is forgiven by the weather. My name's Howie Burroughs. The show is being produced by Julien and Altena, and chat cameras provided by trackcams22.com as ever. Road Atlanta is quite high speed in these cars, and we might end up seeing a lot of exciting runs up and down the back straight into the final chicane. We're going to see a lot of battles, but drivers are going to have to keep it together up and down the S's. 10 drivers on the track here today for 2 20-lap double headers. Should be out of here on the hour again. And I wonder how the weather is holding up in Atlanta. The answer is we wish we were there with 27 degrees in the sky and 42 on the track. Maybe, I mean, 53% humidity is just feeling a little bit better than it does maybe here in the UK. But I know that anyone brave enough to actually get in their sim rig and sit next to their hot, steamy PC in these conditions is braver than the rest of us. And these 10, we can call them the strong soldiers, the strong warriors of Road Atlanta. 2 races, 20 minutes each. First one to have qualifying done. 4, just transition the session over now. Oh, the iRacing Classic. Adam Williams will line up on pole position next to Toby Deck. And then it's Kaya Eri Elderson next to Tucker Salya. John Christensen is 5th next to Roden F. Tink. And then it's Sebastian Kinder lines up next to Johan Slippet with Michael Teichmann and Callum Ford on the back row. Lots of exciting turns all over Road Atlanta. First few turns, you fly up the hill. Obviously, you go over that crest. Try not to get off track because it will bite you if you do it every single lap. Just like I seem to get it done every single lap. We have a penalty of 15x, by the way. So you can't use it every single lap on the road. Then down and up the S's. You can use the curb all the way on the exit. And then 2 right-handers straight into a very long slipstream back straight that is going to be an absolute joy to run down. Push to pass is going to be powerful there, and you're going to have to brake hard into the final chicane, rolling back down the hill. Onto our road course round here, naturally. After this, we'll be going to Phoenix to wrap up our championship. And there are some surprises on the grid. Toby Deck, very fast out of qualifying. I believe this is Toby Deck's best ever qualifying on pace. We were versed in top 8, of course, after our first race. But drivers just waiting to grid now, and we will begin our lovely, peaceful pace lap. Probably the most peaceful you'll ever get it around here. In time. In time. There we go. Julien doesn't know why he made it a long pace lap. Which, you know, we all make mistakes here sometimes, but at least it's not a pace lap around Naval Base Coronado, an experience that I will rue for the rest of my eternity. Did you know a pace lap lasts 5 minutes there? So, you know, be very careful about which automatic yellow setting you turn on, and they don't even offer the short one. You have the advantage up the inside, up this first turn, but then have to jump over the crest. Watch the jump on the inside here. Everyone loves cutting it, but there is a 1x off the edge. We could be going down the club layout S's, but unfortunately we're doing the real ones that are actually fun and exciting this time around. So you will be flying down and then flying back up. Very much on the edge of grip. Sort of these Aero cars are an absolute joy around here because you very much push it to the limits and just hope you don't get thrown off. So a lot probably will use the curb on the exit to maximize speed. Is within bounds this season in VOR, and we have unambiguously decided that this time around. Here's Elderson going to be starting P3. These next 2 turns, I never quite get them right, hitting the apexes. And the second one, the exit speed is very, very important for, as we end up running our longest straight, quite possibly on the entire calendar, now I think about it. Push to pass will be available this time around, of course, so drivers will be chasing each other down the straight here. 65 seconds available to the drivers to help them get through. I think technically they count a corner in here for some reason. Yeah, it's not perfectly straight, but it's effectively straight in regards to all the ways that we race it on the track. It's a long run at pace speed, but we probably there will be drama entering the chicane at some point in the next hour's worth of show. As drivers stamp on the brakes and fly under the bridge for the last few turns. I might be getting slightly ahead of time, but what else can you say when the straight is like this? My local track has elevation quite like this, but I've heard that walking around this thing is an absolute trek. iRacing always sort of makes tracks look a lot smaller than they really are, and then you walk around them and it's brutal. As the pace car pulls in, and it's almost contact from Toby Deck right off the line. That's going to stall him quite hard off the start, and he struggles to get off the line too. Kaya Elderson straight away out in line, challenging Williams for the lead, and there's a big, big check up behind. Flying up, that's Williams off the track, and Toby Deck as well. Both just washing wide through the turn, both understeering. I think they're okay. No, Deck rejoins 3 wide and takes a field out right behind. That's a lot of drivers down and out. Elderson getting the run away with it. Lepit around than struggling. Kinder's in one piece. I think only one driver's truly out. For the lead, though, big, big slowdown for Elderson. I think Elderson might have eaten a slowdown penalty. No, Elderson went very, very wide. Exiting the S's, lost time, now back down to P3. Tucker Salya leads this race. Still drivers struggling in the back. We might have a pass for P2 on the books, though. Alderson's plenty fast. Not quite getting it done. And that's going to be a hard, tricky braking zone for a lot of drivers on the track today. Now to the inside of Efting is Alderson. That's going to be a better exit. Going to get the run all the way down. At the same time, behind Teichmann and Christensen, also battling side by side. Teichmann has the inside going up into turn 1, and there's contact, and Christensen's around 2. On the outside, Christensen basically pinned all the way up to the side, and that wasn't enough. Oh, we are having a demolition derby here today, aren't we? Lots of cars going around here today. Our next chase is going to be Williams on Teichmann now. Gonna have to watch the push to pass. The number's been lowered quite a lot in recent times. We don't have any control of that. That's an iRacing rule. They're set to 65 seconds now, so it actually is meaningfully limited over race distance. And Adam Williams can tap it for just a little bit, but he can't over push it. Toby Deck using everything he has. Here comes the slipstream. Car's relatively low power. You're going to have the advantage down these straights anyway, unless both cars are hammering that button. That's the pass done for now. Going to try and stay within distance. A big shake-up on the field here. So Tucker Salyer, P1 after starting 4th. Alderson second after starting 3rd, but I do think Alderson will be making a chase for the lead down the line. Half a second now will keep you updated the moment that looks like it's going to boil over. And Roden Efting not far off this battle either. On board with Toby Deck. Most just trying to get their laps done now. Let's take a look at a replay of some of the madness on the start of that race. It all really started with Deck, who quite unusually sort of runs into our leader off the start and then is slow off the rip. Drivers are going to try and just shuffle their way around. It's very easy to understeer into turn 1 though. Williams does it from the lead, so does Deck. Williams makes it back. Deck doesn't quite, forces it free wide and pretty much wipes the floor around. No one meatballed, surprisingly. Every car, Ulepit has taken a fast repair, but nobody needed a tow. Everybody was able to make it back. Our top 3's compressed just a little bit now. Everybody within 3 to 2 tenths. There's Deck continuing to struggle, and yeah, this is likely a mistake, but it just led to the pace being dropped off the beginning. That just wouldn't have the speed to catch up as a result of that, and we have had quite the dramatic turn for the lead in real time, by the way. Tucker Salyer's around backwards and down into P6. It was a self-spin coming out the top of the S's. And that's just, you know, grip has apparently been quite the premium here today. Here's Salyer's car, and that's around. Once race leader, jumped all the way back, and I believe a rear wing has been lost in the process too, and iRacing won't forgive that one. Alderson takes the lead easily, but Efting's on the battle. Yeah, difficult to slow that up in time. Hopefully he can finish the lap. Here is for P1 now. Who isn't going to hit the incident limit here today? Efting gets a bit of a roar of an exit out of turn 1. Not quite enough. Salyer's in pit lane now, so did make it. Only our bottom 2 don't get flipped here today. And that's another car around Roden Efting. Nobody has grip out of that turn, it seems. Everybody's been pushing it a bit too hard. I think Efting may have ridden the curb on the way up and touched the grass, and that destabilized the car. So put Adam Williams out there in P2 now. I'm surprised myself, and we have another spinner in real time. Kaya Ere Elderson has just done exactly the same, exiting a different turn this time around. Oh, this is really fun for Julien. This is like probably Julien's most exciting day of all time. It's possible to really catch anything that's going on. But Kyrie Alderson's now down in P6, having self-spun entering the back straight. Take it, just like that. And actually a wall shock out of it. So now Adam Williams inherits the lead until something happens and Roden Efting gets P2 back. Let's play a leapfrog with each other. Musical chairs, something like that. One of those terms makes it happen. Alderson's going to be on the chase. Probably our fastest driver here today, though, and is on the rear of Christensen right now. Just looking for that gap and opportunity. We know these cars are loose. We know that people struggle in them. I wasn't quite expecting the struggle bus to hit this hard. It's not even that hot. It's probably hotter in your sim rig room than it is on the track surface. Just saying. Just don't know if these cars are very well equipped to take the bumps. Down the straight we go. Elson actually out of tow for the start of it, so has to duck back in. Get side by side, but not ahead. Christian holds the inside effectively. And the dive bomb isn't saved for this time. The exit down the hill is probably going to be good enough, though. This inside line seems to be a great place to run. Still not clear. And it's a look up from Christensen. I was meant to mute for that noise. Oh my goodness. Everything's happening here today. The drivers can't do it, and apparently neither can my front. Christensen locks up, drops back. Also had a crash from Callum Ford, by the way. Meatball flag. Happened near the back of the field, but it's very more of the similar. So Adam Williams has started pole and sort of had a bit of an up and down roller coaster to get there, really. Don't think it's been a straightforward race for anybody here. Teichmann's going to be the next car of a chase. The gap is 6 seconds between Williams and Efting, and then Teichmann's about a second behind Efting. So that's really what we're going to be looking at. Here's Callum Ford, delegated to a P10 here. Looks like that struggle happened a little bit earlier than that, though. Here's the onboard. Already loose there, tries to save it, not quite. Into the wall, that's a wheel gone. Back on the track, but actually not back on the track. We've already used a fast repair, yeah. Stuck in that pit lane. Race might not be terribly exciting right now, but I feel like we got all of the excitement out of our system in the first 8 laps. I think that was, I've not really seen anything quite like that in quite a while. Such a dramatic comedy of errors, back and forth. Michael Teichmann up from 9th to 3rd, one of our biggest beneficiaries. Ironically, our pole sitter has managed to sort of get away with this after all is said and done and wrapped up. Here's lap 1, Leppit, stuck in the middle of a bad sandwich. And that's our club layout, by the way. A layout that we should consider using in the VOR IndyCar series, by the way. Just use all the S's completely wrong. Christensen out wide. There's some side-by-side contact. That's sent Christensen around. Usually the second race is more chaotic, so I'm kind of terrified to see what happens. We do have a battle in real time, though, actually evolving, as Kaya Ellison's made it to the back of Toby Deck, and I think is going to get the pass done. Pretty effortlessly. in tow and through. Allison's just trying to make up every place possible, I think. I don't know if Deck really made like a tremendous mistake to help Ellison catch up. I think it was just a matter of Ellison is very, very fast around there and is just trying to make up for all the lost time. And there's no one to blame but himself this time around because it was a self-spin. Looking at lap times, Ellison not objectively the fastest. That is Williams, the only driver setting 110s. Unbelievable 110s, by the way. A low 110 from Williams last lap. Ellison hasn't broken the 110 barrier, but he is a second faster than Michael Teichmann down the road. So in a couple laps, P3 will be back on the books. Ellison is setting low 111s and Teichmann's in the 112 territory. That's when Teichmann's netcode isn't blinking him out on a raising lap times. Which, you know, just happens sometimes. Tucker Salya has also made a 110 over race distance, but isn't doing it right now by any means. Would be pole position next race. Toby Deck's around. And that's another place down and gone. Very similar place that we've seen all the previous incidents happen here as well. Deck also now out of push to pass with 9 laps to go. So no real shot to charge back up. It was a good qualifying lap, but it has not resulted in a good race. And now there really is very little to talk about until Ellison makes it to Teichmann, which is going to likely happen at the rates that we're going. Teichmann has just had a good lap last lap, an 11.6 versus an 11.5 behind. Actually has kept Ellison far back, but in terms of potential, Ellison's ceiling's a lot higher. So we're just going to have to sort of like wait out together for this to go. I think this gives me some time to say some things. I believe I have a list in front of me right here. If you're enjoying the show, first of all, hit like and subscribe. And also, if you have any interest in getting open wheel broadcasting yourself, feel free to get in contact with VOR. Velocity Online Racing provides professional iRacing broadcasts, providing an authentic race day experience. A custom IndyCar style overlay creates a clean and immersive viewing experience reminiscent of professional broadcasts. Get streams in 1440p, 60 FPS, and with expert commentary, often more expert than me as well on the road, don't you worry. Velocity Online Racing gives you a series of presentation it deserves with broadcast packages starting at €50 an hour. So contact Velocity Online Racing at gmail.com to learn more. Ellison now within a second on the road, so the time has definitely caught up, and I knew it was going to happen in enough. 1 or 2 more good laps, and we have a potential pass on for P3 on the road, and there is certainly time to get it done here. On that 13 out of 20, over halfway. That chicane is where a lot of time gets eaten out. That's another 10th. It's going to be a good lap. Crossing the line, a 1:10.720, and Teichmann said a 1:12, so that was a very poor lap from the car ahead. Toby Deck with a black flag. We'll get back to that in a second, because this pass is about to kick off. I think it's only a matter of time, and he won't be able to make it up to F-Tick by any means. But Teichmann's easy food. Outside line for now, though. Teichmann holds it well. Space given on the inside. Get through it with no contact, and this one might be free. Interestingly, though, Elderson is ahead before the straight. And there is an advantage here from being behind. Elderson using push to pass down this straight. Teichmann's barely used any. Has 48 seconds remaining. It's a long race. Well, it's a short race. It's the opposite of a long race. Could afford to press a lot more of that right now to try and get ahead. Isn't even doing it. Cannot save the push to pass for next race. Put it like that. Down the hill, Teichmann's not completely out of this, but Elderson can run away now over the technical part of this remaining lap. Toby Deck hitting our incident limit and getting a black flag. It's 15x. I reckon it would call up with someone, but Toby Deck's also had car contacts to make that worse today. Would have been off track to cause it though. Overcooking it as the chicane does it. This is a track where you can eat up off tracks quick. Elderson now a second away. So gone, well and truly. And it needs to be a second a lap faster now to make it to F-Tink, at least. And F-Tink hasn't been slow by any means. I mean, Adam Williams has been a speeding rocket, but F-Tink has made it up from P6 all the way up into that P2 on the road. And we'll take a look at the laps as they cross the line. I have a feeling that it's not going to really be made up at 11.7 from F-Tink. 11.5 from Elderson. That's not exactly make up the difference sort of time, but an accident, which of course we've had many, could easily change things. Approaching the twilight hours of this race, it's going to be 5 minutes worth of running. Both races almost exactly 25 minutes each in terms of length. Williams just hot lapping here, just hot lapping. Still hasn't been able to eclipse that 1:10.1, which was very, very, very impressive. That's a lap that hasn't really been beatable. Toby Deck has served the drive through. Tucker Salia's just sort of blitz pass on the back straight. Interestingly though, you can see those two cars briefly ahead of Williams on the road. So Williams could lap them in race distance here. There they are. Those are that is right there. Deck and Salia battling right ahead. Down the hill between these two. Technically, the driver that finishes out worse here will get pole for the next time around. This is the front row of race 2. Salia climbs out in front. Deck not completely out of it yet. They are going to have to watch blue flag rules, though, because Williams is quite close, and they are going to be expected to move, and Deck just loses it enough on the turn to make that one free. Or may have been doing that on purpose, actually. I should not ascribe something like that, because that quite literally was a blue flag. Yeah, as expected, Salia pulls over in the same way, so... For that one, I can reserve my apologies to Deck. Their banner remains on, 3 attempts each. But Deck with no push to pass. Sally's only got 10 seconds. Teichmann hasn't completely disappeared from Ellison, but it's just over a second. And Ellison not catching F-Tink in time here today. Deck still behind. To the inside. This is the best place to be entering turn 1. Gets a good outbreak, trades the place back. A little bit loose on exit, saves it in time. That could have ended in one more spin. But really struggling up the hill now. Takasalia couldn't find a spot down the inside, keeping an eye on him. Salia has a little bit more push to pass here for this back straight, but 2 laps to use it all. Just like that, out of the turn. Deck will have some slipstream, but Salia's using horsepower to get away. Final lap of the race, and Williams has ultimately ended where he started. It just took a lot of drama to get there. Still not beating the 1:10.116. That was an excellent lap early in the race, and it just has not been beaten out. Toby Deck just lost touch, by the way, got loose entering the back straight, so that'll be a committed P8. Pretty sure that locks in our field here with Adam Williams crossing the line to take the checkered flag just down the hill and getting the flag on the way out. Your top 10, which is in fact the whole field, is as follows. Adam Williams takes a win. Roden F-Tink finishes second out of Kaya Ere Elderson. Michael Teichmann is fourth out of John Christensen, Sebastian Kinder, Tucker Salia, Toby Deck, Johannes Leppit, and Callum Ford. And just as 2 of these drive across the line, we'll be into the next race as quickly as you know it. As ever, this series is brought to you by iCoaching. You can get unlimited access to the iCoaching setup vault with iCoaching's All Access Pass. We've downloaded professionally built iRacing setups for IndyCar, Next, and TCR across the official calendar. You can go to iCoaching.co, that's iCoaching.co, to learn more. Just in time to flip the field. And I've been very wrong about the invert, by the way, because I remembered that we have 10 and we invert 10. So in fact, it's a full field flip. Callum Ford will start on pole, Johannes Leppit in P2, Toby Deck, Tucker Salia, Sebastian Kinder, John Christensen, Michael Teichmann, Kaya Ere Elderson, Roden F-Tink, and Adam Williams at the back. And race 1 had some drama. So why don't we just go for race 2, just like that? Reversing the entire field for it. Same length, same stakes and same points. And one more long pace lap to make it happen. Interestingly, Callum Ford has a rookie Formula license, but has proven performance on the likes of ovals and sports car. Starting from the pit lane 2, so choosing not to get this rolling. Toby decks our lead control car. We still go on green for the start of this race. But Ford has loaded in and did decide to go to pit lane. Johan's Lepit still holds P2. Hopefully drivers have gotten a little bit used to running on this track now. It's raised by about a degree or two. 29 in the air, 37 on the track now. 6 p.m, the sun is no longer bearing all over our heads. Track temp's down by quite a lot, in fact, even though the air's gone up. Our car's rolling down this long straight. We've seen a lot of passes happen here, and drivers going to have to think about how to use their push to pass over race distance as well. Johan Lepit will lead, and Toby Deck will lead the field to green. But that is the flag that we go on here on VOR. And away like that, off we go. Deck gets a good launch this time. Good enough to take firm control of the lead, but as we run up the hill, try not to run into each other's tails particularly much. Adam Williams and Road Nefting bogged back near the rear of the field, didn't really get a big push. Toby Deck actually flying away on this first lap, a second down the road. There's Christensen to the inside. Little bit of contact, but backs out of it. F-Tig struggling a lot. Adam Williams is alongside him, but F-Tig behind just sort of lost the plot entirely, went wide, missed a brake marker. Still on the track, but lost plenty of time. Williams has time to make up these places, but unfortunately, Williams' next rival is Alderson, who is a very fast driver and won't give it up very easily. That's a pass done down to the inside, though. Next closest battle, Tucker Salyer, really. Although Williams will be on the charge in time. Deck still a second away. I mean, that Deck did set in a very impressive qualifying lap. So, has not proven he doesn't have pace around him. That's a weird reverse way of saying that sentence, but I do believe it all passes correctly if you, like, break it down. Just the wonderful double negatives. three-car train. Over up, but there's Williams. Next to Alderson. Next to Teichmann, got past Alderson. And overcooks just a little. Keeps it in one place, but has to give that place right back up again. And in fact, Alderson's going to be on the charge too if he doesn't block that off. Just about squeezes hard enough. Kinder is a driver we basically didn't talk about last race or whatsoever, but would you believe it, Sebastian Kinder is here. Fourth on the road in this three-car train led by Johannes Leppert. Deck is now just 2 seconds away. Everybody else, Constantine and Williams making a shot to the inside in the back of your view. Whoa. Sort of makes a little bit of contact with Teichmann, but I think both are okay. It's hard to tell because Teichmann blinked out straight away. Salia makes a move to leading of the group. Won't be the first, or will it be the last? That's Adam Williams up to P4 now. Eric Alderson wants to try and get around Kinder at the same time. But Williams wants to make this a P3. Just like that. Dyer's dominating pace around this track. Hasn't set a clean lap yet, though. Adam Williams has gotten some kind of invalidation on all of his laps. Tucker Sawyer will be the next one, and then it'll be the chase for Toby Deck, who is 3.5 seconds away, setting very fast 111s. This could be Toby Deck's day. There's the stream, there's the run. Adam Williams is P2, but it's Kinder and Leppert at the same time. This one's a little bit less inevitable. Kinder has the inside. Checks up Leppert behind. Hides a real Constantino, and Efting's not getting a chance to make any moves. Side by side, and that's contact. Leppert sent back. That was side by side with Alderson. My read of that, I've got a read of that from my view, but we'll get a replay from that from above down the line. First, we'll take a look at Adam Williams. Is the pass for P2, and now it's a chase against Deck, which, by the way, is going pretty well. 2 seconds into Deck's time now. Clean air for Adam Williams means monster laps. And here is Alderson's contact. Now, from my view, and if you get this from the chopper, if that's possible, maybe we'll see. My view might actually be that Alderson held a fairly tight line to the inside here. It's a bit of an unfortunate incident between the two, but not an egregious shoulder checking. Teichmann just sort of expecting that car to be somewhere just a little bit different. Not Meatball, nobody is so far. Here's Alderson, wants the pass on Kinder. And the real check up into the chicane causes another wreck, and it's a big one. I thought maybe we were going to get away with the front car going around, but actually 3 just got taken out in one go. Kinder at the front of that train, F-Tink behind, and Elderson third in line. It all starts actually from Kinder up front spinning out. And then from that, the other 2 cars are just a little bit too close, and one is the other is the other. So Kinder's spinning, F-Tink sort of doesn't have a choice, Nelson doesn't really have a choice. We can look at iRacing Jank in slow motion all we want for the rest of the day, pretty much, as they dragged each other down the straight. I doubt Elderson really had much of a choice here either. Not really. Praise be to the Halo for operations like this. Kinder just trying to get F-Tink free. Back to live, and Adam Williams is now right on Toby Deck's bumper. I expect this pass to be effectively inevitable. Toby Deck could hold on to a good P2 though. Has been inarguably very fast. Sawyer's a little bit faster, but not Adam Williams fast. Oh, my keyboard is apparently far more sensitive than I thought. I just changed all of my microphone settings today, I'll be honest. I've sort of torn everything down, built them back up. I don't think my noise gate works. I don't think my config's set up. I don't think anything is set up correctly, actually. I'm surprised it hasn't led to any jank. Other than that, that's the first jank you heard today. That and the fan that is conveniently trying to pointed slightly away from the from my face, or else you get all the noise in the world from that. That's life. I'll have it fixed up relatively soon. It was that or have random robotic voices go off all the time. That's what having a bad audio interface does to you. Still not lined up, Adam Williams here. And Toby Deck loses it by himself to get that one done. A little bit of power out the turn and small little slide. Now, that self-stat is going to put him under threat from Tucker Sawyer straight away. Almost no time to breathe between the two. Oh, a track blockage from Callum Ford. Almost a bit of a code brown there. Callum Ford self-spins down the road. Does keep the brakes held, so everybody makes their way around. But that was terrifying. The right thing to do here is to not move and make everyone else deal with it. But did everyone else deal with it? Here's our pass for the lead again. I don't know whether the threat of Williams forced the issue or whether Deck just sort of had the slide. Deck did just have the slide, but I don't know whether it was the pressure or whether it was just like that happened and it was inevitable. I don't know. Cars sliding around a whole lot less on these track conditions, I'll say. Sawyer, half a second behind Deck. Could be a threat. I think Williams is checked out of it today, though. So he gets some more hot lapping fun and possibly to lap some more cars. Already 2 a lap down. Road lefting a lap down after the fast repair. Kinder not. Somehow Kinder got away with that without a fast repair. Now you are, your guess is as good as mine as to how Kinder got away with it. So they're looking for the shot. So you're not going to get it this time with a slide like that. That's going to give up a lot of time and force them to make it all up again. Taking a look back, here's Salia trying to catch up to deck one more time. Certainly faster, but you're going to have to actually get this done sooner rather than later. Chasing. Good exit out of these two turns. So here does indeed come the run. Chase still not done. I mean, he's been looking a way up. But it just hasn't quite happened. Toby Deck nearly out of push to pass. Tucker Salia has 11 seconds. We are just sort of waiting for it to happen, poking it with a stick. A slide out from Deck, and you would have thought maybe Salia would have taken it, but not quite. Still stuck there. Still stuck there. Salia, he should be fast over a lap, but Toby Deck is not being a pushover and does want a top three. Still chasing. I've been waiting for this shot. He's been waiting for this chance. Hasn't used the push to pass still. 11 seconds on the road. Deck is playing a defensive game here. There's a lot of ways to position your car on the track here that really stop cars from going through. And every time, Deck is just always on the line that is slowing you down. It's like you're not willing to use all that push to pass until maybe the final lap, and that final lap isn't quite coming around. That's Ford off the track one more time on the edge. Also, Kinder has also had a self-spin down the line as well. In a very different place, in a very different way. There's Salia finally getting it done, but not quite. Deck on the attack back. Used a lot. Both drivers used the last bit of push pass, and that's Deck losing it again. And that's all she wrote for that. And I wonder if P3's gone as well. Yes, it is. Michael Teichmann passed. John Christensen has a chance. Make it P5 for Deck after one of those spins. That's been how both positions. Making some bold moves to try and get things done. Sometimes they have consequences for you, and they will cost you points in the championship down the line. I think that mostly locks in our top three unless there's a mistake, and mistakes can happen, as we just saw. Deck, though, not far off Christensen here. Christensen's actually weaving down the straight to try and hold Deck back in time. Kaya Eri Elderson actually just ate a black flag for a lockup entering that back straight. Christensen spins and is down and around and out. Still, these tyres not gripping to the track in any one bit. Kaya Eri Elderson wonders if he has to serve the black flag. The answer is yes, or else iRacing hits you with a massive time penalty. Here's the slide. Down the road. Every single driver on the voice chat gave a different incorrect answer, by the way, to the question of does the black flag has to be served, until suddenly John Christensen gets it right. The answer is not serving a black flag by the end gives you a time penalty. And a big one. It's not fun. Adam Williams running the final lap on the road now. Too easy, easy, easy. Laps. Actually, Elderson can't serve this anymore. So Elderson is going to eat the time penalty. Get sent back. Possibly not even a place, actually. Because the next car's 20 seconds back. I don't know if the penalty is 30 or 40, but on the last lap, you can't serve this. It won't count. It does not count if you meet the checkered flag halfway through your pit lane. So we'll see what that does to Kaya Elderson's time. Elderson's further back on the track. I am getting woefully confused by the positions of these cars. Elderson can actually get away with this because this isn't Elderson's final. Elderson is on the lead lap. Williams crosses the line, just a turn behind. A double win on the books. Tucker Salia will finish P2. And Michael Teichmann finishes in P3. Lots of drivers push their way up from the back to get here. Toby Deck does hold on to a top 4. After all is said and done. Finishing results for this race too. I've got literally another channel to be in like a minute's time. So we'll go for your finishing results. We've got Adam Williams, Tucker Salia, then Michael Teichmann, Toby Deck, John Christensen, and of Johannes Leppert, Kaya Ere Elderson, Sebastian Kinder, Roden Eftink, and Callum Ford. I'd like to thank everybody at home for watching, and we'll obviously like to thank the crew and the resources to make this very much possible. Thanks to Julien Altena for providing the production and the on-car cams. Track Cams 22 for providing the track cams. Might be in the name. We'll be here in 2 weeks' time at Phoenix Raceway for our final oval doubleheader of the season. Thank you very, very much for watching on VOR.